Hi guys, sorry no shinies today, but I do have another battle from the Edinburgh mid-season showdown that happened in the 28th of February, I think it was. Kind of just using a generic background right now instead of like the layout that I was using before, because I think it's a bit easier. You didn't really need to see the bottom screen and I switched over to this one anyway, so I'm just starting on this now. This was a battle against David and I actually did not save all three battles. So I guess I can't remember who won the second and third and first game, so it'll be a little bit of a mystery to see what goes down here. And I think the team is really interesting because you can see David's running Tapu Koko with Whimsicott, Gyarados and Magneton. I think that's like really interesting choice this year because you can see Magnezons running about, but you don't see too many Magnetons. And also I have my probably the most interesting combination of my 6 Pokemon that I used in that mid-season showdown. I've got my Delmise, my Lapras, my Vikavolt and my Salazzle, whom I love very much. Anyway, I'm going to jump straight into the battle and see how this goes. I'll hopefully be able to record the second, or technically the third battle, but the second battle in terms of the ones that I actually remembered to record. So we'll see how this goes. It was I think this was the first battle of that mid-season showdown, so we were told we had to record every battle, we had to save every battle, and I wasn't used to saving my battles. I'm used to saying, do you want to save this battle? No. Are you sure you don't want to save this battle? Yes. But anyway, Whimsicott and Tapu Koko versus Delmise and Lapras. Not really liking Lapras' position here. There's 2 potential Pokemon that can use electric attacks because nature's power is definitely a thing on Whimsicott. So he just goes for the Volt Switch onto my Delmise, which doesn't do too much. I'm actually Assault Vest Delmise, which really helps against teams like this that are using special attackers, so I kind of get off of that a bit easier. But he kind of predicts me. He's like, okay, Lapras is probably not going to be doing anything this turn. It's scared of my electric type and my grass type. So he just goes for the double into the Delmise, which doesn't do too much damage due to the fact that it is indeed Assault Vest, like I said before. And I switch into Vikavolt, who can take that Earthquake quite well. Anyway, Whimsicott going straight for the Moonblast onto Delmise does not like Delmise whatsoever, it seems, and I think this might be a double into it, which makes sense because it is rocking the Earthquake and it is enough to take it down, unfortunately. So one of my main attackers for this team, or against this team, are down, so that does not leave me with much options to take out the Tapu Koko and the Whimsicott combination. And he does send straight out his Tapu Koko again, and I'm forced to bring in my Salazzle, which is not too bad of a Pokemon to have in this situation, but he can protect, he can set up Tailwind. I don't think he needs to set up Tailwind here, but he can protect, he can break my Focus Sash. But I just go for the protect of my own, predicting that he'll think that, hey, I can just break the Sash this turn and then finish it off next turn. So I go for the Bug Buzz onto the Whimsicott, which is enough to take it down. It does neutral damage onto a Grass Fairy type because Fairy does indeed resist Bug, which is kind of annoying when you have a Buzzwole and you want to do some damage to it with a Bug attack, but you can't because it's part Fairy. So I think that's more annoying with Buggo here, because Bug Buzz is the best way to attack a Koko, but then, oh, I can't do that, so. But yeah, he goes for the big water move. What do you call that water move again? Oh yeah, Hydro Vortex! Big letters across the screen, very convenient. And that goes straight into the Buggo, the Vikavolt there, which should take it out, I believe. Oh, no, it doesn't. Vikavolt is just that strong and survives and restores some HP with its Ayapapa Berry. And Gyarados goes down to a Thunderbolt, so that's actually kind of annoying because I thought that the second game was the one that I lost. So now we go into the third game of this set, which again, more interesting Pokemon. We see the Murkrow, which is actually one of the Pokemon that came second at this mid-season showdown. We had Jamie Keane rocking the Murkrow with the Tapu Koko and Raichu team that made it, like I said, to the finals of that and kicked my butt in the 5th round of this mid-season showdown. Anyway, gonna go into the third game, which should really is technically the second game that I'm showing just now, but I had another game recorded. I had another game that I forgot to record because, like I said, I wasn't used to recording battles saying, yes, do you want to save this battle? Yes, I want to save it, but I usually say no, so yeah. A repeat of that little story. Anyway, Salazzle and Delmise versus Gyarados and Coco goes straight for the Protect, which makes sense because Salazzle is kind of threatening with the fake out there, but that goes straight into the Gyarados, and Power Whip goes into the Gyarados too, so I actually predicted that there. I guess because the Sludge Bomb would be really obvious, and a Protect and attack into the Coco would have probably taken it out. So he goes for the Volt Switch onto my Salazzle, which does bring it down to the Sash and allows him to switch into something fresh that can handle my two Pokemon. And in comes the Murkrow! Yay! We have some bird action here, and Sludge Bomb should be enough to just finish off that Gyarados, so that gets a big threat out the way. And Anchor Shot into the bird. I think I predicted a switch, but I can't remember what kind of switch it was. But Anchor Shot means that Murkrow can no longer switch out. Not that it would particularly mind that or anything, but it does give me a little bit of an edge because I know that slot will always have the Murkrow until Delmise is knocked out. I actually did not look too much into the mechanics of that before I used this Pokemon, which I should have. But then Murkrow does something amazing. Look at this. Look at this beautiful Supersonic Skystrike that's going to go straight into my Delmise. I had no idea this was coming, and when I saw it was using Supersonic Skystrike, I was like, I'm dead. Just look at that. It's amazing. Not fully evolved Pokemon. You'd think it has an Eviolite? Nope. Supersonic Skystrike absolutely demolishes Delmise. And that leaves me with one less Pokemon to work with, and I have to send out my Garchomp, which is pretty unfortunate considering there's a Pokemon that can use fairy type attacks on the other side of the field. Now just watch what happens here. Murkrow goes for the mirror move and uses Dazzling Gleam. I was kind of speechless. This Murkrow is amazing. I love it. And another Dazzling Gleam, and Garchomp barely hangs on, and a critical hit onto the Vikavolt. I'm actually really impressed it did survive that, purely because of the whole, oh, I'm a Garchomp, I'm kind of weak to this attack. It took a Murkrow's Dazzling Gleam and a Tapu Koko with Life Orb's Dazzling Gleam. Though to be very fair, Tapu Koko's special attack's only 95, and Murkrow's special attack is probably incredibly low, but just the combination of these two things, the Murkrow having Mirror Move and Supersonic Skystrike, I thought that was just amazing. But anyway, I do actually manage to get the Earthquake off. It wasn't an Earthquake, it was a Z Earthquake into that slot, so phew, I got rid of the Coco before it could do too much damage. But now, I know that this Murkrow has a move called Quash, but it doesn't actually go for it, it just goes straight for the Brave Bird. And Hidden Power, I think this is Hidden Power Fire, takes out my Vikavolt. It's pretty good though. Hidden Power Fire is pretty good on Magneton. It helps it take out Kartana. I think it probably most definitely one hits Kartana at least. So now we have Salazzle on low health and Garchomp on low health. Fake out onto the Murkrow and the Rock Side to do some damage onto the Magneton and finish the Murkrow off. Little tiny bit of damage onto the Magneton, and it does go for the Flash Cannon onto the Garchomp. So that means I'm kind of left with Salazzle, who is plus Speed Nature, not plus Special Attack, and this is a Magneton with Eviolite. So I'm gonna have to pray that this Thunderbolt finishes this this Flamethrower finishes off the Magneton. So Arceus, give me those big damage rolls, please. And Flamethrower into the Magneton does manage to take it out, and it was actually a damage roll when I looked into it. My opponent and I looked into it afterwards, because he was surprised that it took it out too. I was surprised that the Flamethrower managed to take out the Magneton, because it was running Eviolite, and it was fairly bulky. It had only taken a slight amount of residual damage. And like I said, it was a damage roll. It came super, super close there. And this was my first round. So losing your first round is one of the most demoralizing things that can happen in a tournament. It does not set you up for confidence for your later rounds. You can lose your first round and win the rest of your games, absolutely, but it's that mental block that it provides you for the rest of the day that is the unfortunate thing. But anyway, that was a pretty cool battle. I'm sorry I couldn't have shown you the one where he kicks my butt, because that was one I didn't save. I was probably, oh god, I lost. I do my usual no yes thing because I'm so, I lost. But just for the note, just for the record, he did kick my butt in the first game. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like I said, I'm going to try and do more of these battle videos. If you want to challenge me to a VGC battle, if you get to this point in the video and you're still watching and you want to challenge me to a VGC battle, please do. I would love to fight you in VGC. I'll probably do badly because I'm a nervous wreck when I fight in battles that I don't need to outside of tournaments, but I would love to give it a go. I'd love to try commentating over it while the battle's happening and stuff. So feel free to message me or comment or whatever you want to do, and we can battle sometime, hopefully. I'm going to Milan this weekend, and then the following weekend I'm going to Edinburgh, then the following weekend I'm going to Birmingham. So if you can catch me during those times, feel free to. But I will see you guys later. Ciao.